Hey team, April Owens here, ambassador with Plexus Worldwide, and I just want to thank you guys for listening in. And I wanted to go over a few things tonight on training. And the main thing I wanted to focus on is proactive versus passive ambassadorship with Plexus, and what that kind of means for us and for our business. So I was I was driving home this afternoon. I had about a 2-hour drive, and I was praying about tonight's training and kind of I've got a list of things that I need to be training on, and I was trying to decide what tonight should be on. So it just kind of come to me, and so I wanted to share with you guys because I had to look up the definitions when I got home so that I could see exactly where my mind was going with this. But I looked up the definition of passive, and it says used to describe someone who allows things to happen or who accepts what other people do or decide without trying to change anything. And then the definition of proactive being creating or controlling a situation by causing something to happen rather than responding to it after it has happened. So that's where I wanted to go tonight. And I wanted to talk about the difference in the two. And I've been both at times. And I've even been more on the side of just plain old active as well. But basic, and here's what I'm talking about. I am not talking about the difference between a wholesale ambassador versus an ambassador who actually wants to work the business. What I'm referring to is ambassadors who want to work the business, who would like to make money with the business, and how they're pursuing their business. So when I first started with Plexus, I was definitely a passive ambassador. I was active. I was, posting on Facebook. I was sharing other people's testimonies. I was telling my story and what Plexus was doing for me, what Plexus was doing for my family. And I got a few customers that way. And I'm pretty sure I even got to silver that way, of never having reached out to anybody. And before I knew anything about network marketing or started learning anything about network marketing, I decided to reach out to a friend of mine, and that's Heather Grenier. She's an ambassador here on our team. She is actually a senior Ruby ambassador. Now, when I reached out to her, I asked her if she would consider doing Plexus as a business for additional income for their family. And that was kind of hard for me to reach out to her in that way because it was someone who I'd known as a teenager, and we had, reconnected on Facebook, and we're keeping up with one another that way. But I had never reached out to anybody before asking them, to do the business with me. And I was reaching out because I thought Plexus could help her. I wasn't trying to find a way to, rank up. I thought it could help her financially because I saw what it was doing for my family financially, just based on customers and a few ambassadors. And I didn't have any active ambassadors probably at that time. I think at that time it was just more wholesale type ambassadors or more passive ambassadors like myself. So I was posting on Facebook, and I was waiting on people to come to me. And I never reached out to people, even if they liked my posts. I never reached out to someone who liked one of my posts on Plexus. And they would, now if someone commented, of course, and said, hey, I want to know more, or what is this stuff, of course I would talk to them, but I wouldn't ask them any questions. I wouldn't follow up with them. I would just answer their questions, and then, if they wanted it, they would buy it. If they didn't, they wouldn't. And so if we go back over that definition of passive, used to describe someone who allows things to happen or who accepts what other people do or decide without trying to change anything. That was absolutely the definition of how I was running my Plexus business. I was making a little bit of money per month. I had gotten to silver, and it was, I mean, the money was very beneficial to my family. But I remember thinking, how do these people go diamond? Because, I mean, how could I ever get all these hundreds and hundreds of people on my team? Um, Knowing that, and this was during a boom that Plexus was having in our town right there at the very beginning. And, I maybe had a couple of people a week at least probably reaching out to me, but I wasn't pursuing those people even who reached out to me. I would just lay some facts out for them and leave it at that. I don't know that I ever followed up with anybody at that point. So I was absolutely very passive. You can work your business that way, but I can tell you that if you want to rank up, if you want to see the life-changing income with Plexus, you're never going to get there being a passive ambassador. One thing that I have found out is that so many people who want to do Plexus will never reach out to anybody. I'm talking people who want to do the business, people who want to do the products. They will never reach out to someone, and I don't really understand it. I've got several people right now I've been talking to that I have personally reached out to, and one of the first things they said was, I've really been thinking about doing Plexus. I'm really glad you reached out to me. And it's kind of funny because I remember when I have a very active puppy in my lap right now that I'm fighting. That's what's going on over here. That's why I'm moving around so much. I've been gone for 2 days, and he wouldn't allow me to come up here and do my meeting without him. But anyways, I guess we're going to have a French Bulldog in this video. But anyways, I mean, so many people have said to me, I'm so glad that you messaged me because I really have been thinking about it. I've been watching your posts. I've been reading up. I've been hearing about a lot of people who are doing great with Plexus, financially or health-wise or whatever it is that they're looking for. And it's been pretty eye-opening for me. And now, when you look at, again, the definition of proactive would be creating a person who creates or controls a situation by causing something to happen, rather than responding to it after it has happened. That was totally the opposite of what I was in the beginning. I absolutely would respond to it once somebody would message me or whatever, but I was absolutely not proactive. And there are different times in my business throughout the years here where I can see where, okay, at this time I was totally passive and I would maybe get a customer or an ambassador every now and then. Even though, I mean, I was posting 3 times a day on, minimum. In the beginning, I did overkill. I posted way more than 3 times a day. But, even when I was posting 3 times a day, my business would just barely eke by. And I didn't understand how people, did network marketing and how they ever got anywhere with it. But the first time when I reached out to someone, which was Heather, and she's done so well. She has surpassed me in rank, and she's doing amazing, and her husband is doing amazing with Plexus as well. So you think I would have learned that first time when I reached out to her, but I just felt like I had something that could help her, and she needed to know it. So that's why I ended up reaching out to her in the beginning. But even after that, I wasn't really reaching out to people. I was still waiting on them to come to me. I didn't want to bother anybody. And let's be honest, how much of a bother is a text message or a Facebook message or even a phone call? I mean, if it's somebody I'm calling, then it's clearly a friend of mine. And if I can't call a friend of mine on the phone and tell them, I'm really excited about these products. I'm excited about what they've done for my health. I think they can help you. Or if I know that they have a family member dealing with something that Plexus, that I know, that Plexus has helped with, then how could I possibly be bothering them? Even if they say, I'm really not interested, then that's okay. Plexus isn't going to be something that everybody's going to necessarily do. Everybody can do it, and I think everybody should absolutely be on the products. But you're not going to get a yes every time. But you're always going to get a no if you don't ask. I mean, it basically what you're doing, you're not even giving them the chance to tell you no. You're just assuming the no before you've ever even brought it up. So like, as I look back at my business and I can see, okay, these were the times that I was being passive and my business barely was eking along. And then these were the times where I was truly proactive, where I was messaging people, I was calling people, I was texting people, I was talking to the waitress at the restaurant that I was just at. I was not, and now leaving business cards everywhere you go, that's great, but that is also passive. You're waiting on someone to pick up your card, and not only pick up your card, but say, I think I'll call this stranger who I've never heard of and ask them about this product that I'm unsure of. That's still very passive way of working your business. Those who want to succeed and who do really well with Plexus, I'm telling you, they are contacting people every single day, everywhere they go. If they're at the nail salon, if they're getting their hair done, if they're out shopping, for their kids' school clothes, out to dinner, at a church function with friends. I'm not saying in church. I don't approach people about Plexus during services. However, after church, they're totally fair game. But in all honesty, it's these last few months, I have been proactive almost every single day, I would say starting from mid-February. I have had enormous growth in my business, and it is not because, I signed up a rock star and they're doing it all. I decided I was going to become my own rock star. Instead of waiting for someone who I can find who's going to shoot me up higher in rank by signing up 30 people, I decided, well, why don't I just sign up the 30 people? And in that, if you sign up 30 people, you're going to find a few rock stars. I mean, that there's just no doubt about it. But I just, I wish that I had a chart where I could show you over time and show you, this is the times where I was more passive in my business, where you could see either the slow climb or even a dip. I've taken several dips in my business over the years. And then you can see the times where I was proactive, where my business just, sometimes skyrocketed, sometimes just a steady climb, but it's always a climb when I am being proactive. And so basically, I just wanted to really stress that. And so what does proactive look like? Proactive is getting in on all the training calls. That doesn't mean that you're not proactive if you can't make every one of them, but it means making every one of them that you possibly can. Not just mine, but even my upline, which, I mean, who better to learn from than someone who's already at the top of the company? I will be there, but I'm not there yet. But my upline, Lori Harrison and Jetty Harrison, her husband, already are. So, get in on those training calls, do what they do. Search out training videos from other top leaders in the company on YouTube. There are thousands of them. And okay, guys, I think I lost you guys there for a minute. I've got a terrible connection tonight. I'm piggybacking off my cell phone. Our internet is down here at the house. But I hope that you guys can hear me again. But basically, what I was just saying was about what it looks like. Get on YouTube and Google Plexus Diamond Ambassadors so that you can even find out who the Diamond Ambassadors are. Because oh my gosh, there's so many of them. Plexus, anybody can go to the top with Plexus, and a lot of people. Oh man, it's a rough night. anyway, let's so if you Google Plexus Diamond Ambassadors, get their names, then you can search them out on YouTube and get on YouTube and look, you can search different people's channels like Sarah Taylor, Lori Harrison, Sonia Dudley. There are so many. I can't even tell you how many that there are. But get out there and watch other training videos, and don't just go with other Plexus ambassadors. There are so many people out there who are network marketing professionals that I'm working on learning from right now. There are so many books out there. Eric Worre and Sarah Robbins is one of my favorites. I listen to I would say I watch her YouTube videos, but I actually just listen to them because I generally put my headphones in and like while I'm cleaning the house, and I just throw my phone in my back pocket and I'll put it on autoplay, and it'll play one video after the other, after the other, after the other of Sarah Robbins. And she tells you how to reach out to people, how to truly be proactive in your business. And like today, me and the kids, we had a late lunch at Cheddar's up in Norman, and our waiter slash the bartender gave us incredible service. And I've been there several times, and he always does. He's always on point. And it's one of the things that Sarah Robin trains about is, if you get great service from, say a waiter or a waitress at a restaurant, then tell them, reach out to them and say, hey, first of all, I just want to say thank you so much for the incredible service that we got here tonight. And my husband, this is what I said, because it was a man. My husband and I are building a business here are building our business here in this area, and you're the exact kind of person that we are looking for. I know you're working right now, so it's not a good time to talk, but I'd love to get your contact information and get in touch with you really soon. He was excited. He's like, well, absolutely. And I mean, he was like, let me give you, and I got him on Facebook. I got his cell phone number. He was like, can I give you my email too? So, I mean, he's excited, and, and he was just like, yeah, I'd love to hear about it. So I'm not saying he's going to be my next ambassador, but he does want to hear about the business. Now there have been other times when I've said it, and they've been like, oh, okay, yeah, do you have a card? Like, I ask them for their information, and, they're like, give me your card. So, I've never had anybody call me after that type of an interaction where they are like, nah, give me your card. But this guy was really excited, so I'm really excited that I'm going to be contacting him tomorrow. I found out what hours he works and what's a good time to contact him tomorrow, so that's already on my list of to-dos for tomorrow. So that is being proactive. That is how you reach out to people. It's a little bit more difficult in situations like, say, your Walmart checker. However, a lot of times when I go to Walmart, I have, a $300-400 bill because I try to go as little as possible. So I stock up on everything when I go, like shampoo and stuff. And so I'm kind of in line for a long time, and I have an opportunity to talk to the checkers in those situations. Or if nobody's behind me and I'm, buying a small amount at a grocery store or whatever, if there's nobody in line behind me, it gives me an opportunity to talk to them for, just for a moment, because they are at work, and I want to respect the fact that they're on the clock. But I can just tell them a little bit about who I am and what I do, and that I'd love to talk to them more about it when they're not at work. And I do get good responses from that. You start by flattering them, telling them, that you think that they've done a great job for you, and that you would like, and that they're the kind of people you're looking for, building your team and building your business. And like I said, I've had a lot of great response that way. But I message people all the time who have never once mentioned Plexus to me. I message people who I have in the past heard them say that they would have nothing to do with Plexus because why not? They can't eat me. The worst that they're going to do is tell me no. And even when they tell me no, they're not rejecting me as a person. They're not even rejecting Plexus. But it's not for them, or it's not for them right now. Regardless, I don't take it personal. Therefore, I have no fear now. I used to take it personal. It used to really hurt my feelings. And then I realized that, and this is from a lot of the Sarah Robbins training, is that it really has nothing to do with me. They're not rejecting me as a person. And I'm a pretty darn secure person. And so I can see how someone who maybe struggles with insecurity would have even more trouble with it, and maybe would have even more fear. But that is one of the things that I have literally become over these past couple of months, is completely and totally fearless, because I have absolutely nothing to fear. I have God on my side, and we have an amazing company with amazing products that absolutely work. And we have an amazing compensation plan for anybody who does want to work the business and who is interested in that. But anyways, guys, you can have a business by being a passive ambassador, but it's always going to be a small business. Posting on Facebook is great. That is marketing. And another Sarah Robbins tip here is no company can survive on marketing alone. You have to have a sales department as well. Well, being that we're our own CEO of our own little company, and we're the only employee, we're it. We're the marketing department. We're the sales department. We're the CEO. we're it. So Facebook and other social media is a great marketing tool, but you still have to have your sales force. So salesmen, the outside of network marketing, my father was a salesman my whole life. That's what he did. And he didn't wait on people to come to him. He took his product and his company to people, and he sold it to them. My dad was top salesman with Gillette. That's who he worked for. He was in the top salesman every single year. He won Salesman of the Year multiple times. And it's not a personality trait. It's a learned skill. He read books and he learned how to become a salesman, which is what network marketing is. Sales is network marketing, and network marketing is sales. I know we like to say all the time that we don't sell Plexus, and we don't in a lot of ways. When it comes to customers especially, Plexus sells itself because it is such an amazing product that people need. But when it comes to the business side, you kind of do have to sell people on it, because most people aren't out there going, I'd really like to find a great network marketing company, and then, start Googling them and researching them. Most people have to be presented the opportunity, and they have to be sold on the opportunity before they're going to dive in. So those are really all of my thoughts that I wanted to share for tonight. And I would encourage you all to be proactive, not just active, but proactive ambassadors. So one more time, creating or controlling a situation by causing something to happen, rather than responding to it after it has happened. That is what I strive to be every day in my Plexus business. And, it's, that doesn't mean that I live, eat, and breathe Plexus. But it means that during the times that I'm working my business, I am absolutely proactive in it. When I'm wearing my mom hat, I take my Plexus hat off, because I think you have to have a great balance. That doesn't mean that I don't answer questions from people when I'm out with my kids, or like we've been gone for 2 days. Just me and the kids. We've been out of town for yesterday and today. And it doesn't mean that I ignore my phone just because I'm with my kids, but I'm not as involved in Plexus when I'm with my kids, because I want them to know that they're important as well. I would never want them to think that they're taking a back seat to Plexus. But so and I'm still reaching out to people, and like my kids were with me today when we were at the restaurant, and I was reaching out to the to the waiter there. But be proactive, guys. Like I said, you can build a really small business if you're passive, but if you want to really make the big money, the life-changing money, be proactive, reach out to people, learn network marketing, learn Plexus, get on YouTube, watch videos of professional network marketers. There's a lot of free stuff out there, and watch videos training on the products, watch videos training on the compensation plan. I can tell you that our compensation plan is incredible, and it's difficult to learn the entire thing. It's taken me a long time to understand everything to do with our compensation plan. However, you can, but if you could even learn the 5 main points of the way that we get paid 11 different ways. Learn the top 5, and that'll be, another training video that we'll do on another day as well. But everybody who bought a welcome pack has a copy of the compensation plan. Even if you go into your back office, you can get a PDF of the compensation plan. So everybody has that for free. Even if you're not an ambassador, you can Google Plexus compensation plan and you'll find a copy of it. I've had people do that. I've had people Google it and call me and say, okay, it looks like a really good one, so tell me about your products. So I have had that happen, not very often, but it does happen from time to time. But thank you guys for joining us tonight. I'm going to go ahead and stop recording now.